Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moon Mage. This is weekly tarot messages. If any of you are new here, these are essentially just quicker tarot messages, snapshots essentially of the potential energies, challenges, along with some guidance and advice so that you can hopefully navigate your week ahead in the best possible way. Now, it is pick a message, so 1 through 4. And I always tell everybody it's really important that you use your own intuition without overthinking it to feel into which message is speaking to you. I should also quickly mention that there is a big full supermoon happening the day after these weekly tarot messages come out. So tomorrow, Monday the 6th. And I already have tarot videos out for that. It's also pick an image messages. If you're interested, you may want to have a look at those to see if they overlap or connect to the weekly messages that are coming through for you that you picked, because it's very likely to be a big part of the equation with the energies coming in this week. Now, having said that, if you find yourself landing on one of my weekly tarot messages weeks, months later, do not worry about the dates because these are timeless in that sense. When you land on these messages was when you were meant to hear them. It's because that's when those energies and the messages that you need to hear are going to be in effect for you at that time. So it's not a big deal if you're very late to these messages, etc., etc. Also, I should mention I have a meditation video connected to the full moon in Aries. It's just a quick 5-minute meditation to help connect and hook into the best and most positive aspects of this lunar energy. At least that is the intention. So if you're interested, you can also have a look at that. Now, give yourself a second to feel into messages 1 through 4, and I will get started here with message number 1. Hello to all my beautiful message 1 choosers. Let's have a look and see what you guys need to know, what's coming in. Ooh, for my beautiful message 1 choosers. Well, that's a card that flew right out and it's face up, but I'm going to pause to pick it up. Okay, so the card that flew up for you guys face up and upright was the Knight of Wands. So this is something quick coming in, quick energy, fast energy, fiery, passionate, inspiring, opportunistic. But it could be that there might not be as much information or understanding around it because it is the night. So it's sort of like a step back from the page, which is like not quite the beginning of something, but the next step, but you still don't have an entirely clear picture around something or connected to something. But my initial vibe with this is that there is something coming in quickly, something that creates and evokes a sense of passion, inspiration. It could even be like a romantic energy for some of you, but we'll see what other cards come out with this. Beauty. Dare to be tender and strongly vulnerable. Ooh, okay. This definitely makes me feel like maybe there's some sort of opportunity for love, romance, and connection. And it may come in quickly, suddenly, catch you off guard in some kind of way, especially if you're single, I think. But this could be definitely connected to partnership that you're already in. Interesting, though, that it's saying to be tender and strongly vulnerable, being open to it. I think that's your big heads up coming out for you or showing up this week is about how can you be more vulnerable, keep your heart open and be accepting of this passion and fiery energy showing up for you. And it is a super moon that's happening in Aries, the fire sign, on the Monday. So that could be relevant to your situation, like the Monday or the couple of days following. Why am I thinking that? I'm very connected to like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for you guys. So there might be something about this energy showing up for you at the start of the week between Monday and Wednesday. At least for some of you. I'm like getting hooked into that. All right, let's pull some more cards. You know, this is saying beauty. And I have this song that You Don't Know You're Beautiful in my head. And I will say, and I should have probably mentioned it as I was shuffling the first deck when the Knight of Wands came out, is that song was in my head. And I remember thinking, why am I thinking of that song? I haven't heard it recently. Perhaps there's a bit of a message for some of you that you don't feel good enough or beautiful enough or attractive enough in some way, male or female, it doesn't matter. And it's part of the reason why maybe you hold back or shy away from full vulnerability and being seen and putting yourself out there in some kind of way. I feel like there's a bit of a message here not to let that hold you back. Okay, that's the first card coming out. Okay, so the first card is Eagle and Communion. It's a bit of a glare on these cards. Sorry about that, guys. I might have to fix my lighting. Oh, wow. And then we've got Cave and Sanctuary coming out in the challenge position. Look at this. Love and compassion. Yeah, you've definitely got something romantic coming in. Connection. Love and compassion. Okay. Synergy. Nice. Green Man. Okay, let's talk about these cards. All right. Message 1. I definitely get the sense that some of you need to be reminded that you are very attractive, that you are worthy and deserving of love and adoration. Because I think that there's a self-esteem issue here that stops you from accepting and feeling worthy of attention and love in this way. And maybe that's even as a result of something from the past, or, where you've been in an existing connection and it's been difficult, and maybe words were said that were hurtful. There's something about a redo, a restart for some of you in love and connection. And for others, it's about being open to something new coming in, something fiery and passionate, new and exciting. And it is synchronized, right? It's synergy. So it's essentially saying that this is a divinely orchestrated event, like it's meant to be kismet sort of thing for some of you, right? Where synchronicity and the energy around synchronicity is coming together in a synergistic way, in a beautiful way, if you allow. What I find really interesting is how we're starting off here. So it feels like taking a time out at least at the start of this week, or whenever you happen to be landing on these messages, to connect to yourself, right? Communion and Eagle is suggesting there's something within your soul, something higher mind that you need to see and understand about yourself, your way of thinking, and the way that you show up that acts as some sort of block, right? Where you don't want to be vulnerable and open and allow. And I feel like there's some sort of communication with this communion energy that wants to come through for you that will help you see things differently. And I feel like, shift your perspective a little bit. And this is just being reiterated by going within. That's the internal cave of ourselves, sanctuary, understanding ourselves. And I feel like the reason for this is so that you don't miss this beautiful, love, inspiring, passionate energy coming your way. Whether this is in an up-leveling of an existing relationship, almost like a reset, or a new romantic partnership coming in. It feels like synchronistic, divinely orchestrated, and there's this overarching vibe or energy that you may miss this beautiful connection because of your thinking and thoughts about yourself, because of some kind of lack of feeling safe, being vulnerable and open, something about you not feeling beautiful enough or worthy enough, or some sort of pain as a result of past things. But the opportunity is showing up for you this week to have this connection, to move towards something very passionate, exciting, and inspiring, but it does require you to be tender, strongly vulnerable, as this card says, right? Dare to be tender and strongly vulnerable. Compassion, showing up with an open heart, love and compassion to make this connection just, explode in the best possible way. That's what it feels like for you guys. Big opportunity for healthy love, healthy connection, and even a healthier understanding of yourself and how you stop yourself from allowing this beautiful energy to show up for you, or to be healed in an existing connection, right? And that could come back to like, I've been here before, I've trusted, I opened up, and then I got burned again. There's something about this message and this energy that suggests not going to be the case. It feels like a clean slate for some of you in love, and a new love energy showing up for you that you could potentially block as a result of some emotional and mental things that you were thinking and feeling about yourself. Yes. Okay. I'm going to pull another card here to cap this off. Yeah, it feels, this feels very good. My heart space is tingling when I'm reading your message. It feels like you almost could receive a heart activation and a heart opening, but it could scare you a little bit, where we retreat back into our comfort zone, right? For fear that. I feel like if nothing else, that's the biggest message here. If you start to feel that fear, retreat within yourself, commune, ask spirit to help you understand yourself, your feelings, and why you feel like you need to kind of move back into the shadows and not allow this beautiful love, passion, inspiring energy to show up for you. Connection, or healing around a connection. I feel like you'll receive the answers and it really help you say yes to this beautiful synergistic energy showing up. You know, with Green Man there too, there could be a bit of a message here that, because we've got a lot of earth energy, that being outside and grounding yourself and staying really present in your body, like walking barefoot on the grass or going for walks, being in nature will be really grounding for you and helpful with your energy as well. Nature's signs. Be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continuously. We need only open our hearts and minds. Okay, yes, that's that communion, sanctuary. Spirit has something to tell you about love, connection, a restart, or a new love. There is this potential of blocking this or not allowing this restart or new love to come in. And it feels like it would be really good for you if you did allow and open your heart and be vulnerable to this and open to this. But nature wants to help you. Nature, spirit realm wants to help you connect to your heart and soul in a more open, vulnerable way so that you allow this beautiful synergistic energy, this fated connection to show up for you. Because I definitely feel like you have the free will to choose. This could pass you by. And I just feel like that wouldn't be in your best interest. So pay attention to signs as they come through for you this week, especially at the beginning of the week, I feel for you guys. I don't know what that is, but it just feels like it's going to be important. Why is this flashing? Does anybody know this light's been flashing? Maybe you're going to notice flashing lights too. Is something trying to get your attention? That's funny. All right, message one. I am going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys. Hello to all my beautiful message two choosers. Let's have a look and see what kind of energy is showing up for you guys this week. What does my message twos need to know? Okay. Ooh, okay. We've got 5 of Cups energy. So emotional difficulty, or some of you have been in some emotional difficulty. It could be a bit of a heads up that there could be something that causes you to feel emotionally off kilter or off center. You know, with this card too, there's always this underlying message of feeling defeated and disappointed by something that's really felt sad, heavy, and painful, but not recognizing that there's these 2 cups still standing there waiting for you to notice, to discover. So it's sort of like that energy of things not working out the way that you had hoped, but there is still something there good, positive, that you haven't been able to connect to or see just yet. And this need to turn around and look at them like a new perspective, like that energy of blessings in disguise. We will look at the rest of the cards to see whether this is energy you're currently in and trying to navigate, or whether this is a heads up about something that might feel emotionally disappointing for you in some way. I also want to say songs in my head lately with each of the messages. Let It Be by the Beatles is just playing through my head like crazy right now. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be in times of trouble. So there could be a little bit of a message there too, to if you're in this emotional heaviness, or if something shows up that feels like it's really been hurtful, painful, disappointing, you know, that kind of energy. Taking a step back and letting yourself breathe through this, maybe not moving full steam ahead towards maybe the people or situations that caused some of this, would be in your best interest. That energy of Mother Mary comes to me speaking words of wisdom. It makes me feel like you might receive some divine wisdom to help you navigate this situation and notice these other emotional positive things that are going to be waiting for you, and like the 2 cups behind the person there that looks sad. Move. A rolling stone gathers no moss. Move. A rolling stone gathers no moss. Okay. So again, this emotional heaviness, this emotional stuckness, causing us not to be able to make movement forward, causing us to idle like a wheel that's just ambling but going nowhere, just spinning your wheels. There's something to that, right? We need to notice this other more positive emotional thing that is somehow connected to the more heavy thing that's happening, the thing that has caused some emotional turbulence, pain, chaos, or whatever it is. causing you to, I think, retreat within yourself or not notice what's still good or what's waiting that's good for you. But we're going to see what else comes out with this, because I'm definitely getting this push-pull energy with this where there's more than one message. So let's have a look at some more cards to see. You know, there's also this like, take that breath energy, taking a step back, let it be. Because I think there's likely some guidance or wisdom or something divine messaging that wants to come through for you to help you with this situation and move through it. All right. Activation and wind. Ooh, lightning and power, but it is coming on the side of challenge. We've got elemental energy here so far, right? Like air and wind and lightning. Yeah. Shaman, ancient healing wisdom. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like there is a healing that wants to happen. Those two cups, I'm so attracted to them that you haven't been able to see or connect to. Something very helpful that brings in the energy of movement, positive movement, where you're not idling, you know exactly where you're going. And it's almost like finally facing your true north, feeling clear and in your power again, where that is not the case right now for my message to choosers. There's something coming through, this ancient healing wisdom. An ability to release something heavy and emotional from the past, or that's just happened for some of you. Synergy. This showed up in message 1. Okay. I know I probably say this far too often, but message 2, this emotional thing that you've gone through that's been hard and heavy and difficult to heal and process wants to come to an end, wants to see you not idling like a rolling stone going nowhere, but more being activated in a way that your heart is activated, your passion is activated and reignited again, where you're back in your power. You're seeing the truth. You're receiving and releasing the healing that you've needed. I feel like for some of you for a long time, because it's like once you've moved through this and you've really said, okay, I'm done being stuck in the emotional heaviness, the disappointment, and the pain. Synergy means synchronistic energy showing up for you. Something fated that wants to be put in your path. It is divinely orchestrated. It's synchronized. It's going to be looking like messaging from the spirit world, where everything's coming into your path and just lining up perfectly. And there's a lot of divine energy behind these synchronicities. So I do have this feeling that for some of you, there's a sense of, much like in message 1, we could miss this opportunity to get everything lined up because it's starting to line up for you if we choose to stay, in our emotional drama, trauma, heaviness. And that's not to belittle your feelings or what you've been having to go through or how hard it is to process pain. But it feels like coming to the precipice of it's time to release this and let it go, because so many beautiful things want to be shipped your way that are new and lovely and meant to be with the synergy energy showing up for you. You almost have that energy too of like the 4 corners of all the elemental energy, like fire, earth, air, and water coming together for you, right? Because the shaman makes me think of emotional energy. We've got that here too with the cup energy. We've got lightning and green man and activation. Something about the 4 elements bringing you into balance. If some of you are open to it, maybe consider looking for a meditation connected to the elements to bring you back into your center in some way. It may help you with release. I don't know what it is about that, but yes, you have a healing that wants to happen that's going to activate a new start where it's fated things coming through, synchronized by, the spiritual realm, by the universe, with a lot of really good energy behind it. But we're feeling disempowered and still emotionally heavy. Asking your passed on loved ones, your spirit guides, your angels to help you with emotional release, to get realigned, to finally let go and say, I'm ready for the new start. Because I feel like regardless, this activation is going to happen. It's a matter of whether you're ready for it. whether you allow it. Wait for winter. During the colder months, the fairy queen of winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. Okay, so I feel like this is a heads up for some of you that there's something that's beginning now, right? Because we're in October energy. That's beginning for you now, a release of emotional heaviness, being helped by the spiritual realm with that synergy, healing coming through. And I think that this is the answer that, that to prepare you for something that comes through in the winter time, some sort of new beginning, new start. But the activation starts now, the healing and the releasing starts now. And it feels very necessary so that we're ready for this when the time comes. During the coldest months, the fairy queen of winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. Yeah. And I'll say it one more time, but it's starting for you guys now. And then you're going to start to see all these sort of synchronistic things start lining up for you again. I still have the feeling that for some of you, something's going to come through this week. And it's like that starting point. It's that first step up to change. And then it just keeps going. And then you get to that beautiful winter energy. And then that new beginning comes rushing in. But that last line too, make sure that your intentions are for the highest good. So if we're holding on to anger towards others because of, ways that they might have made us feel in the past or the pains that they might have caused us, leaning into forgiveness for ourselves, such a good idea, not for them, but for you, so you don't carry that heaviness with you. It lightens your heart and prepares you for something more beautiful. And I definitely think that I have this sense that for you guys, your life next year is going to look so different from how it does this year. Like by this time next year, you're going to be like, I can't even believe looking back on it, how different things were then for me. All right. I'm going to leave that there. And I hope all of you have the most amazing day and fantastic week and really make a decision to start healing and processing and releasing heavy emotional energy and leaning into forgiveness for yourself, because there's so much to come, I feel, for you guys. All right. Take care. Hello, message 3. Let's have a look and see, what do my beautiful message 3 choosers need to know going into this week? What's showing up for message 3? Okay, 4 of Swords. So a need for rest, either a need to have a rest, a timeout, a break to mentally calm the mind, or to come out of rest. We shall see what the other cards have to say. Rest, I tend to think it might be leaning more towards needing to take a bit of a timeout and a rest, respite, whether it's from mentally, having to be working on something or pushing through something or making something happen, and this is your invitation to take a step back. Or it's just generally saying that before you burn yourself out, you need to recognize it's time to take a break. We shall see. We shall see what else comes out with that. Present. Journey into the garden to escape the two eternities, the past and the future. Right. Anxious thoughts. And that makes some sense. So when we've got swords energy, it's always connected to our mental body and our mental energy, the mind. So this makes me think that there's been a lot of anxiety and worry, right? When we're in anxious thoughts and fear, we're usually thinking about the future in a negative way or worrying about it. Or almost like when we get depressive thoughts too, we're thinking about the past and what's gone wrong. And this is suggesting that by taking rest and respite, it'll help you be more present in your body so that we're neither in the past nor the future. And usually that's because something wants to come through that can't get to you right now because there's too much going on in the mind, too much noise, too much worry, too much concern. And it's time to get really present. So anything to do with grounding would also be a really good idea for message 3s. I definitely feel like some of you need to do some grounding work, but also that there's something that wants to come through in your presence, in your stepping back from the hustle bustle and the busyness and getting your mind quiet. I'm feeling a lot of that energy actually for this week, which makes sense because we've got that full moon in Aries, which illuminates truths and seeing things more clearly. I think that's definitely true for you guys. But I definitely get a bit of a stressed out energy for some of you. Look, it's on the other side of this though. Dance and celebration. I love that. It's interesting because it feels like this energy, taking the step back, calming your mind, getting really grounded and receiving some sort of wisdom or guidance or understanding or clarity brings you to this energy of, yep, time to celebrate. You received, you got it. Where things have been harder, sticky, or difficult are about to be made softer, more healthy, reason to celebrate, bringing reasons to celebrate rather. Right. Okay. Wolf and instinct suggests that we have lost a bit of our instinct because this is coming in the challenge position saying we're not listening to our instinct, our intuition. We're not listening to our gut anymore. We're sort of really stuck in that energy of societal norms and expectations of just always worrying about everything and being so busy and doing and doing and doing. And the way back to this instinct of yours is to take a step back, is to get present, is to get grounded and receive some sort of answer that brings you into this beautiful energy. Feeling good again, feeling whole again, feeling clear, like you have the answers and you know exactly what to do with whatever your situation is. Maybe even call in the wolf to help guide you to understand, to reconnect you to that instinct that I think you normally do have it. It's just you've been disconnected from it because there's a lot going on around you. Yeah. Autumnal equinox, release, right? Helps you to let go of these things, these blocks, things that are making your life and your situations a lot more difficult. This is the opportunity. And in that release comes your instinct, your intuition, your just internal compass of knowing what to do comes back online. That's what it feels like. I almost can't like seeing this computer being restarted and rebooted and just it's working perfectly now. Like feeling like that's you. You're the computer that starts to run optimally again. Yes, look at this. Message 3, blessings coming through. Rainbow and blessings. I even think maybe some of you are going to start seeing rainbows everywhere. Not necessarily in the sky, though, maybe, but like online or in pictures. Look at this. Between these difficult things where we're feeling like we're not really connected to our intuition or instinct, or we've allowed it to kind of be quieted too much because of whatever it is we're dealing with that's been hard. And then having to make a decision to take a respite, take a step back, get out of anxious thoughts about the future and worrying about things that happened in the past, getting really present, brings this energy in of celebration and blessings. If you ever needed a good reason or excuse to look at taking a step back, getting some rest and respite, making time for grounding and meditation and connection, this is it. Because it's cause for celebration and blessings. Sandwiched between this need to release and get our instincts back online. Yeah. And you know, this is such a good time for receiving understanding and clearing and release because of that full moon in Aries in play. And, you know, I say it all the time, but that energy is not just prevalent on the day that a full moon happens. The energy shows up for days leading up to it and can last for weeks afterwards or all the way up to the new moon. So consider that too. Like you have time with this to release, to take a rest, to take a respite, to get sorted, to receive some sort of wisdom that helps you release, let go, and receive this celebratory energy that brings in blessings. Very beautiful energy, message 3. You know, much like message 2, I had the song in my head of Let It Be by the Beatles. And I'm hearing it is still in my head for your message 2, you know, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And I think that's for you as well. because it's not leaving my mind. It's of let it be. Let something be. Don't try to sort anything out. Don't try to make something happen right now. Words of wisdom wants to come through for you. That will, again, help with this release and showing you how to get into the celebratory, blessed energy that wants to come your way. It's like getting out of our own way, which is so difficult as humans. We're always getting in our own way, right? Wow. Light. The fairy queen of light comes to shed love and light onto your current situation and to remind you that light can penetrate the darkness. Look at that card. Look at that rainbow energy coming down. You're about to be blessed with answers, the release of something heavy, been hard, to get yourself back sorted, present, centered, and online. That's going to connect you to blessings, reasons to celebrate, joy. I want to say like joy again, where you haven't been feeling that. The fairy queen of light comes to shed love and light onto your current situation and to remind you that light can penetrate the darkness. Really, really, really being the narrative here for you guys is really being pushed that you need to take a step back. You need to rest and respite. You need to make space for this connection, these answers to come through. Do not push. Do not force anything. Take a step back. That's the most productive thing you guys can do this week. I feel here. Of course, I always say you have the free will to choose, but that is definitely the message for you guys. Look at that rainbow energy coming through. Beautiful. Blessings, blessings. I'm thinking about pennies from heaven too, so that could be a thing for some of you. You might even start getting these feelings and intuitive hits, and then you notice like a coin in your path, kind of like affirming, yes, you're on the right track with something. All right. I don't think there's anything else I need to touch on here for you guys. I hope you all have the most amazing, beautiful week and give yourself over to some rest and respite. Take care, guys. Hello, message 4. Okay. What do my beautiful message 4 choosers need to know going into this week? What is showing up for message 4? Okay, I thought a whole... I think I need to just be a little bit more chill with my shuffling. Okay. Nice. Okay, 9 of Pentacles energy. Okay, so for some of you, you can start to feel more stable, more secure this week, or something that may have been the opposite of this could be showing up for you this week, where it's bringing in security, financial stability, where you feel safe and whole and, well, secure and stable. This is really good energy to be showing up for you guys. Or there might be some sort of event or situation that helps you connect to how to get into this energy as well for some of you. We shall see what else comes out with this. It's funny though, because for some of you, I feel like maybe you haven't been feeling this way, like that 9 of Pentacles energy where, you've got everything you need, the resources you need, you've tapped into it, you're receiving. It feels like maybe for some of you that hasn't been the case, but it could be that something shows up for you guys this week that brings this energy in. Self-care, tend to your garden, and she's in there in this garden. So there's a lot of messaging coming through about taking a step back this week in order to receive answers, understanding, wisdom. I don't know what this is. Message 4. Self-care and tend to your garden. There is something that I've been feeling like a shakeup, maybe an event, something coming through that could cause you to feel less than this energy, like not stable, not secure, a little bit frustrating. That my light just flashed there. That may require you to step back and, tend to your own garden to get into this energy because it will bring more of it towards you. But I do have this sense that maybe for some of you, there could be something coming through or that came through that was difficult. But, because we've got that 9 of Pentacles here, I really feel like on the other side of it is something quite good. Like a shakeup of sorts that brings something quite good. getting clear and sorted, though, especially though if some of you have been having difficulty or frustration or hardship. That's a big message for all of us this week. Reflection. Yeah, winter solstice. Wow, we've had spring, fall, and winter solstice showing up this week. Reflection, taking time to reflect. Self-care, tend to your garden. I feel like information, spiritual information and guidance, something is coming through the cosmos for all of us this week. It's bringing answers, but we all need to stop, pause, and slow down to receive it. Taking time to reflect. And in this reflection, I think there's something that connects you to that beautiful Nine of Pentacles energy of abundance, resources, feeling like you've got everything that you need, that you're feeling stable and secure in all ways, not just finances, but in all ways. Healthy and whole comes to my mind. Yeah, okay. Whale and breach, this is coming on the side of challenge, suggesting that after we've done this kind of reflective work and we're working on ourselves and we're making sure that we're feeling good and whole, we're breaching our comfort zone. We're taking actions and steps towards the thing that comes through that we've reflected on, that is going to bring you into that beautiful Nine of Pentacles energy of abundance and security and feeling very whole. Breach, right? Whale is always saying, breach our comfort zone. Take a step out, dip your toe in the pool. This keeps flashing. Yeah, it's going to lead to that if you give yourself over to this. Breath, a lot of the same messaging coming through. Breathing, yeah. You're getting a really strong message that this self-care is not just needed, but it's necessary. It's necessary to you seeing something, understanding something, receiving something. This is a strong overarching message for all of us this week. It's come through in every single message. Taking a step back, breathing, deep breathing, meditative work, reflection. I almost think too that not only does it help you realize what it is you need to do or change or shift to get into that Nine of Pentacles energy, I feel like you breach something, almost like shedding an old skin. You breach out of an old skin, an old way of thinking, and it's like an up-leveling in your body, like your energetic body, like an awakening or something. Yeah, that's kind of deep. Ocean, ebb and flow. Yeah, moving through the tides, knowing when to ebb and knowing when to flow. And I feel like that might be a thing too. This lack of balance in your ebb and flow, knowing when to ebb back and knowing when to move forward, knowing when it is time to breach our comfort zone with the information that we have, and knowing when to just sit with it and reflect upon it. This might be something that's been out of balance for you. Like maybe you feel like I've almost been getting it opposite. I'm moving when I should be still, and I'm still when I should be moving. I feel like this can all come into much better balance for you this week. I do think that you're going to receive some answers around something that has had you maybe frustrated or not knowing what to do. But by tending to your own garden, taking this time to breathe, reflect, it's going to bring some kind of flowful energy that helps you flow towards this Nine of Pentacles energy. Something that's going to bring in security, stability, financial abundance for some of you, or an idea that connects to this, to financial abundance, but the sense of wholeness, right? And wellness. I'm centered, I'm secure. I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going, and I've got this. Like just feeling really good, body, mind, soul. I feel like it's coming through with that supermoon in Aries for you guys as well. Leaning into that fiery energy after this reflection with that breach energy there, I think is going to be something that you're prompted to do. And I feel like you should absolutely do it. Yeah, I think that's a balancing of this coming in for you guys. It's on the bottom, sanctuary and cave, that retreat, right? We need to go back into ourselves, sort ourselves out, and then things start to move and unstick. I mentioned in my full moon in Aries tarot videos how big of an energy since August there's been around releasing and letting go of the past, really shedding old skin and letting ourselves choose differently and move forward in very new directions. And all of these weekly tarot cards are reiterating that. And it's almost like we're at the precipice of this now. We're at the peak where it's really, really imperative that we let go, that we understand ourselves, that we get clear, and then we start to move forward in a different direction. And you're no exception here, message 4. If anything, I think I'm feeling it the most strongly for you guys, because there is something on the other side of you doing this that is going to lead you to new things, new ways of being, and more happiness and prosperity. Now, I know I have a card that fell out, but I felt like I still needed to do maybe one more for you guys. I don't know why. I'm just going to go with the flow with this. Find balance. Find the balance between your work, rest, and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. Breathe, reflect, self-care. For you guys, it's stepping back, not doing more. And I think because it brings in answers and understanding, and it brings in that balance, it will help you eventually breach that comfort zone that maybe you've been in, where you're just idly going through the motions of life and doing the things that you have to do, but not necessarily the things that you're meant to do. I think for some of you. Yeah. All right. I'm going to pull one more card for you guys. Okay. There it is. Lost and found. What was once lost is about to be found. Thanks to the lost and found fairy, sometimes she can help us find things we never even realized were lost. Pieces of ourselves, pieces of our soul purpose, pieces and fragments of us that we probably let dim down or be lost altogether because they didn't suit the narrative of society and the societal expectations. But they're 100% connected to this Nine of Pentacles energy for you guys, where there's prosperity, abundance. You're feeling very good, centered, and like you're doing the kind of soul things that fulfill your soul, that are a part of your passion, your purpose, and who you are as a person. This wants to be shown to you guys. And it starts for you guys this week with that reflection, that self-care, getting back into balance, deep breathing. It's going to help you breach that comfort zone of just, kind of idly doing the day-to-day thing that we're all expected to do in society, to pay our bills and things. Something much bigger, much more profound wants to show up for you guys. Again, what was once lost is about to be found, thanks to the lost and found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never even realized were lost. I almost feel like hidden talents for some of you. Like, oh, I can do this and I'm really good at this. I'm also very attracted to that cat. It could be because it looked like my cat that just passed away, but I'm really attracted to that cat. Maybe cats are going to act as messengers for you in some way. All right. Message 4. I think it'd be such a good idea for you guys to step back and get sorted. Meditation, breath work, tending to yourself and what you need to feel good and whole, because it's about to bring in something new, something very profound, very deep, a part of you that maybe you did on some level know that you had a capacity or talent for, but it's going to come online in a big way. And it's because I think you're meant to utilize it to get into that Nine of Pentacles energy. Very deep. All right, I'm going to leave that there, and I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys.